Good afternoon, and welcome to the 25th Annual White Coat Ceremony. I am so pleased to have had the opportunity to spend this past week with your class and to have the opportunity to meet several of you during that time. For those viewing at home on the live stream, my name is Dr. Carrie Tom. I am the Associate Dean for Student Affairs at the University of Maryland School of Medicine. Families and friends, we really sincerely wish that you were here with us today to witness this event and take part in this important milestone for your students. We look forward to meeting you in person at future events as soon as we are safely able to do so. And please know that there are many of us here looking out for your loved ones. I would like to take a moment at the start to recognize our generous sponsor for today's event, the Whiting Turner Contracting Company. Thank you for your ongoing support of this program. Students, I'm going to direct my comments now right to you. Today, we are welcoming you to this noble profession of medicine. Soon, you'll hear from Dean Reese, other faculty, students, peers, about what the white coat and the white coat ceremony means in their words. I would like to start today's ceremony with a moment of purposeful gratitude. This past year and a half have been very difficult for so many of us. And today I couldn't be more grateful to the scientific and public health communities that have made COVID vaccines safe, effective, and available to help contain, on some level, this pandemic in our own community for sure, allowing us to gather together today, even if in a slightly modified format. Thank you for complying. I will forever remain grateful and joyous when I'm able to spend time together in the presence of my other fellow human beings and feel safe doing so. And yet we also must recognize our privilege as a protected community and acknowledge the vast amount of work that remains until the same can be said for all. Class of 2025, today is about you and your commitment to medicine. Your journey is like no other. You are unique and special in many ways. You are welcome to the University of Maryland School of Medicine community, and as you are, you should know that you are now part of the first public and fifth oldest medical school in the United States. You've heard earlier this week from Mr. Larry Pitroff. The School of Medicine was established in 1807 and was also the first to open a hospital for the institution of a residency training program in 1923. The School of Medicine was the founding school of the University of Maryland, and today is an integral part of the 12-campus system. Here at the School of Medicine, our community includes over 3,000 faculty members, and over the next 4 years, you will have the opportunity to interact with many of them, many of whom are sitting here on both sides. These faculty will impact your experience as a medical student. They will influence your future career in a variety of ways. You may recognize faculty as effective teachers and exemplary role models in the classroom and in the clinical setting. And others may play important roles in your academic and professional development, providing career guidance and advice. And students and faculty, recognizing the importance, I encourage you to seek and nurture these relationships. I assure you they will be worth the effort. Thank you to our faculty for joining us today. Students, you should also take great pride in your accomplishment of gaining admission to our medical school, as the competition is significant. I know you've heard this a couple of times already this week, and I know you're probably going to hear it a couple of times today, but indulge me the privilege of being able to brag while your family members and loved ones are listening on the other side. So from over 6,000 applications, the Office of Admissions interviewed only 492 students, and we matriculated 143 of you to fill these seats today. As a class, you are mostly women, 67%. More than half of the class, 62%, are students of color. 31% recognized as identified as underrepresented minorities in medicine, and 10% are self-identified as LGBTQ+. Students have come to us straight from their undergraduate institutions and training, or after successful prior careers, a change in career. A majority of you are Maryland residents, 84%, so the remaining 16% of you are from out of state, and you have joined us from 58 different colleges and universities. We are indeed fortunate to have just a large pool of qualified applicants for each of the seats, but we are even more privileged to have you fill these seats with us today. You did a great job. Class of 2025, you are also starting medical school during an ongoing global pandemic, in case anybody didn't know that, I think you all do. COVID-19 has shaken medicine to its core. It has emphasized to us unique challenges in patient care. It has highlighted the vulnerability and sacrifices of our own profession. And it has widely exposed systemic racism in the profession of medicine as well. Undoubtedly, these experiences have and will continue to change the way we practice and the way we teach medicine for decades to come. And you, as a class of 2025, are right on the forefront of this change. You have a unique opportunity to work together with other healthcare professionals to do better in the care of our patients, to do better in caring for each other, and to be better advocates for all the members of our communities. One of my favorite quotes that came out of this week was from yesterday's session by Jasmine Pope. And I'm going to paraphrase because I didn't write it down quick enough, but being an ally as a healthcare professional simply means advocating for and doing the best possible job to seek the best possible outcomes for our patients. And that's what we're all here to do. Students, when you graduate from the University of Maryland in 4 short years, doesn't seem that quick, but it will go by in a blink of an eye. You just have to simply complete all of those things on Dr. Martinez's checklist. No problem. You will do so as lifelong learners, those who are not only clinically excellent, but possess core values that we stand by at the School of Medicine: humanism, professionalism, scholarship, leadership, critical thinking, and attention to social justice and diversity. As you navigate these next 4 years, do so knowing that you're not taking this journey alone. Your peers, look around you, the faculty here and at large, staff, our family and friends watching from at home are all here for the ride. And myself and the faculty in medical education, we haven't vowed to you enough already this week, are here as your advocates and mentors. And our primary aim is to promote your own personal and professional development, to assist you in navigating challenges and opportunities, and to foster both wellness and community. We look forward to partnering with you on this and to watching you achieve your goals. Now, it is my great pleasure to introduce Dr. E. Albert Reese, our Executive Vice President for Medical Affairs at the University of Maryland, Baltimore, the John Z. and Akiko K. Bowers Distinguished Professor and the Dean of the University of Maryland School of Medicine. Dr. Reese.
Dr. Tom, thank you very much. Thank you. It is also wonderful to see you together in this room. Many of you may not know, but this is a special room for me. And I'm just delighted that this may be the first time we're assembling in this room since COVID pandemic has started. So it is just very special to be assembling here. So let me extend warm greetings to everyone, our faculty, staff, friends, families who have joined us today for this very special occasion. I want to welcome, however, most importantly, the wonderful class of 2025 we have sitting before us. It is a delight, as I said earlier, for me to see all of us sitting in person in this room for this special occasion. Needless to say, we have come a long way, and we have much more distance to travel but we certainly have to recognize and celebrate the progress that we have made. As Dr. Tom was speaking, it occurred to me that I should get off script and make a comment here. And that is, this pandemic has ravaged the nation and indeed the world. You need to know that your school, the School of Medicine, has taken a leading role in the pandemic preparedness, the pandemic impact in either vaccine trials or therapeutics trial. So the only therapeutic that's available right now is remdesivir. That was actually, the trial was done here. The only approved FDA vaccines, Moderna and Pfizer, not the only one, but the main ones were done here. In addition, the Novavax, which is not yet approved, but will be submitted in the next few weeks, was also done here. So you will come to appreciate that there's some very unique things that you will be proud of and will be eager to participate in. I would encourage you to do so. But the Center for Vaccine Development and Global Health is a worldwide center very involved in pandemics. And virtually all the pandemics that we have, you may remember, from Ebola to Zika to H1N1 to, of course, now the coronavirus or COVID, SARS-CoV-2, the vaccines have all been developed in part here. So this is something that we have taken great pride in ensuring that we become a part of the world community in making a difference. And we're so delighted to have you, because you're going to be part of these kinds of efforts that will also make a difference, not only in this region or in this state, but around the world. Today, however, marks a milestone in what will surely be a momentous lifelong journey for you. The white coat ceremony, in fact, is a rite of passage, one that symbolizes the beginning of your transition into this noble, and I would say privileged profession of medicine. It is, however, much more than a mere ritual. For to those to whom great honor and privilege is given, your service, your compassion, and your high ethical standards are expected in return. As Dr. Tom said, I would say you are chosen. And as she took the liberty of saying, of over 6,000 applicants for anything, if 143 are chosen from that large number, you're very special, and you should remember that. You join today a very special pool, one who has earned the place to succeed. You are earned the place to be a part of this important ceremony. You've demonstrated the intellect and the discipline that's required to achieve academic success in this medical school. The School of Medicine graduated its first class in 1810. At the time, there were 5 students who could sit right in the front row by themselves and have this social distancing very easily. And so, since that time, we've graduated 21,000 medical students since our founding. You therefore have joined a rich and expansive history. Like those students who have come before you, today you stand on the very precipice of your dream and your aspirations becoming a reality. The current state of the pandemic further illustrates the significance of this ceremony and the need for your service. So let's think about it. You couldn't be beginning your career in medicine at a more critical time. None of us has ever witnessed anything like this. None of us have actually participated in training during a crisis of this magnitude. So the need for humanistic, critical thinkers with a commitment to social justice and diversity in the medical profession could not be greater at this time. Hence, your entry into the profession at this time is so very important. Now, our new Renaissance curriculum, as you know, will emphasize a blend of compassion and scientific excellence. And you're the second class to have the privilege of beginning your medical career with this coveted curriculum. You will come to know, if you haven't already known, a very famous physician called Dr. William Osler. He's often referred to as the father of modern medicine. He once said a very poignant statement, which I'm going to quote. It says, "The good physician treats the disease. The great physician treats the patient who has the disease." I'm going to encourage you to remember those words and remember that sentiment throughout your career. As you approach patients, you see them in the light, they having a disease, as opposed to that patient with a disease. Today, we'll present to you the time-honored mantle of the medical profession. And this ceremony symbolizes our confidence in you, but also our expectations in you. You will be a healer, taking care of patients, but equally important, you will do so with great empathy and respect. Dr. Arnold P. Gold is a university professor at Columbia University in New York. And it was in 1993 that Dr. Gold established the white coat ceremonies that most universities, most medical schools across the United States currently practice. At the time, Dr. Gold believed, and we currently do as well, that the white coat ceremony is really a transformative enterprise, transformative event. And really it provides reassurance to patients, now to you, but eventually to patients as a reminder of the professional responsibilities that you will be endowed with. This afternoon, you'll be putting on your own white coat for the first time. But more than a coat, the garment represents the highest ideals of humankind. These include the aspiration for honor, integrity, and selflessness. When you take this symbolic step today, you'll be taking a significant stride toward beginning your journey, both individually and collectively. You must be committed to the principles which the white coat represents. However, as Dr. Gold so elegantly stated, the white coat is only a symbol. It's really who that's within the white coat that's important. Make no mistake though, you will be entering this journey not alone. You will not complete this journey without family members supporting you, providing encouragement. Your family have also joined the School of Medicine. Welcome, family. You're part of the School of Medicine. Or family members and staff, or faculty members and staff, and family too for that matter, will join you in this expedition. Collectively, we are responsible for modeling the ideals that we hold true and sacred each day. We will look to these faculty members, including myself, as the personification of these ideals. Your paths are well marked. They're marked with virtuous imprints for you to follow. So from today forward, strive earnestly to achieve technical excellence, but maintain endless compassion. My charge to you as I close class of 2025 is to wear the white coat with both pride and humility. But most importantly, in this sacred profession, achieve honor, achieve integrity, and achieve selflessness. These are attributes that we hope will be displayed in your personal and your professional lives every day. So class of 2025, congratulations on reaching this important milestone and to be here with us. May God bless each of you in all that you do. Thank you very much. Well, it's my distinct honor to invite to the podium friend and a colleague, Dr. Donna Parker, professor in the Department of Medicine, Senior Associate Dean for Undergraduate Medical Education here at the School of Medicine. Dr. Parker.
Thank you, Dr. Reese, and good afternoon, everyone. Today, I'm pleased to introduce my friend and colleague, Dr. Paul Tarantino, class of 1987, and president of our Medical Alumni Association. Dr. Tarantino is the president and founder of the Tarantino Cho Eye Center, a board-certified ophthalmologist and member of the Alpha Omega Alpha Honor Medical Society. He is currently also chief of ophthalmology at the Baltimore Washington Medical Center. I've had the privilege of knowing Dr. Tarantino since his days as a resident, and he was always one to demonstrate the qualities to which we aspire as we wear our white coats, treating all patients with compassion, dignity, and respect. Dr. Tarantino.
It's good afternoon, everyone. It's an honor to be with you today on this memorable occasion. Members of the class of 2025, congratulations on this milestone. It will be the first of many. Although you will don a white coat today, your predecessors of the University of Maryland Medical School Alumni Association wore a different color when they founded the association in 1875. An example of a physician's dress in that year is depicted in this 1875 painting by Thomas Eakins entitled The Gross Clinic. This scene from Jefferson Medical College's amphitheater shows Dr. Samuel Gross and his assistants, all dressed in dark, formal attire, performing a surgical procedure on a patient's leg. Why dark? It was thought that physicians wore dark clothing because patient interactions were perceived as serious and formal. Another possibility was that seeking medical advice in the late 1800s was often a last resort and a precursor to death. At the beginning of the 20th century, when medicine became a truly scientific enterprise that we now know, the cleanliness and sanctity of the profession became reflected in the garb of physicians. Those before you brought forth this symbol of caring and hope. It's a true pleasure to welcome you with this powerful symbol of compassion and honor as you join the many thousands of University of Maryland medical alumni from the last 150 years. As I put on a white coat for my first physical diagnosis class almost 40 years ago, I remember the legendary Dr. Theodore Woodward's advice to me. You will have to work tirelessly to master the scientific and clinical knowledge to be successful physicians. Perhaps even more importantly, you must dedicate yourself to a high standard of professionalism and caring to earn the trust of your patients. This is the responsibility that you assume when you put on your white coat. Take it seriously. The Medical Alumni Association takes great pride in being the first to address you as colleague. Enjoy your day today, recognizing that there are challenges that lie ahead. We're here to support you as you work toward that ultimate goal of becoming a physician, and we all look forward to that transformation. Good luck and thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Tarantino. I would now like to introduce our next speaker, Mr. Rodney Yates, Mr. Yates is the president and CEO of the Yates Insurance Company. Mr. Yates and his wife, Kim, serve as the co-chairs for the Medical Family Annual Fund and are the proud parents of Dr. Macy Yates, a School of Medicine class of 2021 graduate. Mr. Yates.
Wow. Hello. Good afternoon, all. Family, friends, students, faculty, thank you for this opportunity. Again, it's an honor, and it's nice to see this bright shining class of 2025, because I just walked through the bright shining class of 2021 with my daughter, and boy, can they party. Not until the fourth year, but we walked it all. So all the emotions, we had it all. They got great advice through the faculty. So the speakers that you hear from the faculty and your staff and so forth, they were almost spot on. It's just fantastic, this opportunity for me to be here to present the Medical Family Annual Fund, which is very, very important. So with that said, she was a graduate of 21. She's now off in her residency and so forth. That travel and all this advice and everything is very important. The biggest thing that I bring to you right now is please communicate. Please communicate to your instructors, to your faculty, to your peers. That bond is tremendous, because that's what's going to pull you through. Okay. And that's the only word of advice I get, is just communicate. And parents, I have just a word for you, which I had to learn very hard for me, was to listen. Listen to your student, listen to your loved ones, let them talk. And you cannot fix everything. We try to, of course, as parents, loved ones, we want to fix everything. We cannot fix. Listen, and you all just communicate, and we'll work, communicate to your family, your medical family now. But I'd just like to take a moment just to share with you a surprising fact about the University of Maryland Medical School of Medicine. Financially, it functions unlike a typical public university, generating 95% of its revenue sources outside of the state support. So it's basically a private university operated with only 3% of the funds coming from the state. That's how gracious, I should say, alumni, faculty are to help support you all. With 3%, just coming, of its revenue coming from the state. So, the daunting challenge that we do have. In the years ahead, of course, we're going to be stressed. School of Medicine, University of Maryland School of Medicine is going to be stressed just because of state budgets, COVID-19, heavy research, just expenses. So that's important that we just keep this momentum going in this program with the annual fund. We must remember that education is just not made up of laptops, lectures, grand rounds. University of Maryland considers the whole academic experience as the vital of our medical success. So that's important. And it's my opinion, as I walk through this, is this fund, parents, loved ones, is the most important thing that I can do outside of faculty and being a student. And that's when I sat here 4 years ago, going, what can I do to help? Because I heard the doctors speak and the faculty, and I said, what can I do? So this is I feel is the most important part, because it supports their students. It supports you in many different ways. I can go on and on, but this fund is tremendous advantage for our students to get better, because we want them on the top, because we are number 22 of all medical schools and number 7 in private, so privately funded. public medical, I'm sorry, public, we're number 7. So that's great. That's, congratulations to you all, because there's only 140, but 6,000 applicants, 450 reviewed. Hey, that's a great challenge that you guys stood up to. The fund started in 2004, close to $500,000 raised in that fund. It's important. It's important because there's a lot of things that, because we have the parents, grandparents, siblings, loved ones can all contribute to help support this program that's all focused for the students. Always remember that, and you'll hear Dr. Allen speak here shortly about mental wellness. Their motto is, what I picked up 4 years ago, was they want healthy doctors. Okay, that's how I can help. All this little social things that we do through the medical fund, all supports you guys, because you're not going to do us any good not healthy physically or mentally. So this is what they've done. They've started this to support you all. Communicate, get involved, have friends, be yourself, and don't forget, when they interviewed you guys and all you people did, they want that person. They don't know who you are. I look at this list right here and I just see names, and I always wonder, where are they from? What are they doing? And it's just your backgrounds will come. And what that means is this, I went through some family struggles with illnesses with my folks. And I stood here 4 years ago, just looking at here, just like I am right now, going, hey, maybe just one of these students will think out of the box when they get in their discipline. And somebody will come up to them and say, hey, we've always done it this way. And the light bulb goes off in your head. That's what we're talking about. That's when they say developing. That's what we want. That's what society, that's what the world needs. Somebody to think out of the box, a different approach, different way of doing things. So that's important, that, that this fund keeps you freed up, keeps you focused on your things. We'll take care of the back end. Family, this is what it does. It supports your students. So I always ask myself, what can I do? I said, I can contribute. Our goal this year for class of 2025, loved ones, family, is to have 100% participation. It's not the money. It is anything, $50, $100. You can go right online. You can do it. It's the fact that we're going to show this class of 2025 that we're going to stand with them. Okay. One time. That's all we ask. Stand with them, and we will, support them, and we're going to do what we have to do on our end, because we can't study ourselves. So that is our goal. So our goal is just to have 100% participation, no matter what the value is, and to graduate healthy doctors. So this fund, I ask all you all, family members, loved ones, friends, and family, please consider joining Kim and myself, my co-chair. She can't be here, but to help keep this fund going. And I thank you for the opportunity for me to be here, and thank you. Congratulations, class of 2025. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Yates. Our next presenter, my friend and colleague, whom you've had the chance to meet earlier this week, Dr. John Allen, Assistant Professor of Medicine, Assistant Dean for Student Affairs. He'll be sharing some remarks today regarding the importance of wellness during your medical school careers.
Hey everybody, how's everyone doing? Good. I love that. Thank you, Dr. Tom. I'm really, really happy to be here with you guys today for a number of reasons in celebrating this major milestone. I think most of all, it's really amazing to be here in person with you. This is an amazing end to an amazing week. As I was reflecting on today's ceremony, and I feel this way every year, I really kind of focus on how happy and lucky I am to be an alumnus of this program. Specifically, one of the great privileges of my career is to be able to teach and mentor the next generation of Maryland's physicians. Specifically, one of my favorite parts is helping to coordinate wellness initiatives for the School of Medicine, and then connecting our students with resources to protect their health and also to help them thrive throughout their careers as physicians. This is particularly important in our current climate, which I think has created unprecedented challenges for all of us, especially those of us who are embarking on our medical education. To our students, I want to remind you that by receiving your white coat today, you're taking part in a time-honored tradition. It symbolizes your entry into what we've already noted, and I agree, is the most noble profession. During the next 4 years, you will grow into competent and skilled physicians. However, your journey requires an extraordinary amount of hard work and dedication. As we all know, the stress of the journey can undoubtedly be significant. To our families and friends, when you consider our students' work ethic, their compassion, their devotion to their future patients, it is not surprising they may sometimes feel compelled to place their dedication to service above their own well-being. I'm here today, though, to reassure you and to tell you that our mission, the mission of everyone here at the School of Medicine, is to help protect our students, maintain a healthy perspective during their training as they achieve their goals, and ensure that they take good care of themselves along the way. Additionally, the love and support of our students' families and friends will be instrumental to our students' success. And this year, our development office will be publishing a wellness handbook to help provide additional resources, practical advice, and general roadmap of how to help keep our students in good health and excellent spirits, which will be arriving in the coming weeks. The final point I want to leave with today for our students is that your faculty are deeply invested in you and your well-being. Our doors are always open for anyone in need for anything at all. As we often say, patient care begins with self-care, and we take that idea very seriously. Class of 2025, welcome to the profession. We look forward to walking side by side with you on this incredible journey. Our next speaker is class of 2022 historian Dahlia Cronfley. Dahlia graduated from the University of Maryland College Park in 2017 with a Bachelor of Science in Biology. She's planning to apply for a residency position in obstetrics and gynecology this fall. Dahlia.
Thank you, Dr. Allen. Hello, everyone. I am so thrilled to be here with you all in person, celebrating such a wonderful milestone. First of all, I would like to say welcome. Welcome to the University of Maryland School of Medicine and this new chapter in your life. These next 4 years are going to be wonderful and wacky and kind of difficult, but so rewarding. I remember sitting exactly where you all are, and I'm so excited for each of you. For this speech, I was asked to talk about what the white coat means to me, which is a little bit ironic because under the circumstances of the pandemic, I actually seldom wore my white coat in the clinical setting because of germs and all that. But nevertheless, I can still speak on the privilege and honor that comes with getting to wear it. As a physician in training, you will have the opportunity to make so many memories that you will truly remember for the rest of your life. I could use abstract terms to describe the symbolism of a white coat, but for me, it made more sense to describe it in terms of experiences. So I wanted to highlight a few of these that I had during medical school that I feel like truly embodies what the white coat means to me. It means holding my young patient's hand as she gets a central line placed to treat a rare neurological disorder. It means playing Taylor Swift's new album in the trauma resuscitation unit at 2 a.m. for my 16-year-old patient to distract him from the surgeon working on his facial wound. It means getting to operate alongside the Dr. Scalea in the world-famous shock trauma center. It means getting to hear a baby cry for the very first time on labor and delivery. It means sitting and spending time with my patients when they could not have any visitors, and simply listening as they shared vulnerable, important things about their lives and their families with me. It means using my voice to advocate for mass vaccination against COVID on behalf of the immunocompromised. It means that when someone comes in on what might be the worst day of their life, that you are one of those people who can help take care of them on that day. And that might just be another day of work for you, but for that person, they will never forget that experience, and you are part of their care team. These are some of the moments and the roles that I will always carry with me, and I feel like embody the white coat. I also feel like it's important to recognize that as training physicians, we become a little bit hyper-focused on always anticipating the next step. We continually look forward to regimented marks of success. We graduate college, get into medical school, look to a master residency, and then maybe a fellowship, and then finally become an attending. In eagerly pursuing the future, it can become easy to forget to find joy in the journey. So in medical school and in your training, it's possible to, for lack of a better term, get lost in the sauce and forget why you started in the first place. And that's okay, and that happens sometimes. However, I would like to remind you to recognize how far you've come from where you started to where you are sitting here today, right now. So the next time you feel yourself getting caught up in everything that's going to come in the future, I encourage you to stop, take a deep breath, and celebrate where you are right now. So congratulations on being here today, and congratulations on where you will go tomorrow. I hope that the white coat and everything that it embodies brings you a lifetime of marvelous adventures. Thank you. I would now like to introduce our next presenter, Dr. Rebecca Cray. Dr. Cray is an assistant professor of internal medicine, and she is also a mentor of our Ava Dodge House. She did her training in internal medicine and pediatrics here at the University of Maryland and completed a global health fellowship with Boston Children's Hospital. Dr. Cray was selected to speak today by the University of Maryland medical student members of the Gold Humanism Honor Society. It is my pleasure to now introduce Dr. Rebecca Cray.
Hi, everyone. It is such an honor to be here today and to have this opportunity to speak with you, especially on such a momentous occasion as you enter your medical careers. So welcome, class of 2025, and welcome especially to your friends and family attending virtually. So how are you? Good. So most of the time when you ask this question, a lot of people respond, I'm fine, right? I'm sure there are many emotions that you all are feeling as you begin your journey in medicine. You may be feeling scared, excited, anxious, nervous. If you think about how many times a day do we ask each other, how are you? Many times we just respond, I'm fine, I'm good. Sometimes we respond that way, whether we're fine or we're good, and maybe we actually aren't. We sometimes hide our true feelings to come off as everything's okay, I'm doing okay. I know I'm personally guilty of doing this, of saying I'm fine, when really I might be going through something really rough. So I was very honored to work in Haiti with Partners in Health after I finished residency working there as a pediatrician. And while I was there, the people of Haiti taught me a very important lesson. So one day, shortly after I had arrived there, one of my Haitian colleagues came up to me and said, how are you? I unfortunately had been crying. I had just gotten some very bad news from home. And I said my cursory, I'm fine. Immediately, I was called out as they said, clearly you're not okay. What's actually going on? How can I help? Do you want to talk? I'm here for you. I learned in Haiti, they wanted me to be honest with them. And they would quickly remark if they sensed at all that what I was saying didn't match up with how I was truly feeling. It's something I appreciate so much about their culture. And I've learned from them that sometimes it's okay to say, I'm not okay, I'm dealing with something. So when I came back to the US, I ran into a friend from residency. She asked me, how are you? And I said, honestly, I'm not good. She was initially a little bit taken aback since I didn't say my obligatory, I'm fine. But she later said to me, you know, thanks for telling me the truth. I could really sense something was off with you, and I'm so glad that you shared with me that you weren't doing okay. How can I help you? So one of my favorite sayings is, be kind, because everyone you know is fighting a battle you know nothing about. And it's true. Every person you encounter has their own story and their own challenges they're facing. So for me, taking the social history has always been my favorite part of any patient encounter. And as you will learn, this is where we really get to know our patients, who they are as a person, and what is their story. So what do you do for a living? What do you like to do for fun? Well, who's your family? Who's your support system? All too frequently, we're focused on figuring out what is wrong with patients and developing differentials and treatment plans. And as physicians, we only usually get to see a quick snapshot of our patient, and unfortunately, most often when things are at their worst. And while we may share in a story or chapter in our patients' lives, we usually do not get more than a brief, limited glimpse into who they are and what their life is truly like. So be kind to your patients. It's truly hard for us to understand sometimes what they're going through. Sit down and listen to them. Hear their stories. I'm always amazed to hear the amazing things that all of my patients have accomplished and all the things that they've been through. Our patients can teach us a lot. Be kind to each other. You are embarking on a fun, scary, and exciting adventure. There will be many ups and downs throughout your training, but be kind and support each other. In the end, we all will be working together to treat our patients, and you never know what your colleague might be going through. And most importantly, be kind to yourself. Take care of yourself. Do things that you enjoy. Remember that you won't always be perfect, and that's okay. And looking back at my medical training, I wish I'd had this advice earlier and been kinder to myself. So the next time somebody asks you, how are you? And you respond with your obligatory, I'm fine. Reflect and think to yourself, am I really fine? At the end of the day, we're all human beings doing our best to navigate this crazy, complex world that we live in with pandemics and all sorts of craziness going on. So again, remember, be kind, because everyone is fighting a battle that you know nothing about. I am so excited for you all to get your white coats, and I wish you all nothing but the best. And I'm so excited to work with you. So congratulations, class of 2025. Our next presenter will be Angelique Ely. Angelique is a second-year medical student. She graduated from Bowie State University with a Bachelor in Science in Biology in 2017. She is joining us today as the president of the University of Maryland chapter of White Coats for Black Lives. Angelique.
Thank you, Dr. Cray, for the warm introduction, and a huge congratulations to our first-year students who I know have worked tirelessly to be here today. As Dr. Cray mentioned, my name is Angelique Ely, and I am the president of the University of Maryland School of Medicine chapter of White Coats for Black Lives. As an organization, we realize that our white coats not only signify accomplishment, but also great responsibility. And because of this, we've dedicated ourselves to identifying and dismantling racism in medical education and medical practice to promote the health, well-being, and self-actualization of people of color in Baltimore City. Now, this may seem like a daunting task, and to be honest, it can be. But we have to be the change we want to see. And that means taking the necessary steps to improve our healthcare system for communities who have been historically overlooked. Now you may be thinking, what does this look like in practice? And I like to approach it using 3 steps: speak up, organize, and take action. So the first step is to speak up. It is our responsibility to call out injustice that we see or experience. And although it may be very scary to speak up, especially early in our careers, remember that this is necessary to create a safe and equitable environment for everyone. Now, luckily, there exist many spaces within our university where we can speak up without fear of retaliation. Places like the Office of Student Affairs and people like your practice of medicine directors and your house mentors are always there to listen and do whatever is necessary to create a safe space for everyone. So don't be afraid to speak up, because it not only impacts people immediately around you, but it also encourages other people to use their voice in the future. Our next step is to organize. Organizing is when a group of people come together to achieve a common goal. This can look like starting your own group to take action against injustice that you see, or join an existing group like White Coats or Black Lives to contribute to a mission that you believe in. This is an important step when working toward making a positive impact because a movement with more people gains more exposure. This exposure amplifies the voice of the group and expands its reach, network, and access to resources. So, you've spoken up to bring injustice to light, you've organized to increase visibility and support, and now you reach the culmination of all your hard work, which is taking action. Taking action can look like many things, such as petitioning, protesting, volunteering, being involved in community projects. But what's most important is that you listen to the communities you're advocating for and make sure that their voices are at the center of your actions. Keep in mind that there are many other ways to make a positive impact in healthcare for communities of color. But what's most important is that we all do our part to promote change in a responsible and sustainable way. Now, this isn't easy, and it takes time and practice being confident using your voice, taking action, and organizing. But our organization, along with many others on campus, open our doors to you, we support you, and we're excited to see the ways in which you would like to improve the practice of medicine for communities of color. So we are very, very proud of all of you for making it this far, and we look forward to seeing how you use your white coats to be change agents for a better tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, Angelique. Prior to today's ceremony, each of you were asked to describe what the white coat means to you. And before we begin our presentation of the white coats, I would like to share your thoughts with us today. For those watching virtually, you can view the word cloud at medschool.umaryland.edu/whitecoat. We can see here the white coat represents many important values to each of us. Ones that are jumping out at me right off the bat are responsibility, commitment, compassion, trust, dedication, professionalism, advocacy, integrity. And I am sure that each of you will demonstrate these throughout your time in medical school and in your future careers. We will now proceed with the presentation of the white coats. So students, Miss Van Dam will lead you one row at a time. So please follow direction. Maybe not. Someone will lead you one row at a time. Look for the helpers. Be sure to just go ahead and tuck your program, any belongings under your seat, and a reminder as you come up on the stage for your coding, you can take your mask off and you'll have your mask off for the picture. So just, put it in your pocket, or if you're like me and you're not fortunate enough to have a pocket, just tuck it into your hand. Okay. As the students begin ascending the stage, they will be assigning our honor registry. The Medical Alumni Association has graciously provided this beautiful leather album for each class of students to sign an affirmation of the Code of Honor. The book comes out of Davidge Hall just once a year, specifically for this purpose. Luke Pitzenberger from the class of 2024 has graciously volunteered and inscribed each of your names into this registry, so thank you to Luke. Mr. Larry Pitroff, the Executive Director of the Medical Alumni Association, is also here and will be joining me on stage to greet the students as they sign. This book is one of the many, many ways in which the Medical Alumni Association continues to support our students and student programs over their 4 years here and really beyond. Thank you again to the Medical Alumni Association. When we begin medical school here, each of our students are assigned to one of each of 4 houses, which are named after prominent medical school alumni. And each house is comprised of a group of faculty members as well as students from all of the 4 classes. This house system is one that allows us to develop relationships between students and faculty, students and students through mentoring, social events, professional development, and community service. And students, you are seated today with your fellow house members and will be called to the stage to be coded by faculty members representing your house. Students, after you're coded and sign the honor registry, please exit behind the podium, whoever's speaking, and just outside the entrance, where again, you may remove your mask to have your photo taken, and then please come back in to return to your seat. And at this time, I'd like to invite my friend and colleague, Dr. Joseph Martinez, up to the stage to introduce our first set of coders. Dr. Martinez is an associate professor of emergency medicine and the Associate Dean for Medical Education and Student Experience. And he's also the liaison for Mario Garcia Palmieri House. Thanks, Dr. Martinez.
Thank you, Dr. Tom. Will Dr. Mimi Blitzer, Dr. Norman Retner, and Dr. Preeti John please come to the stage? And Dr. Mimi Blitzer is the head of the Mario Garcia Palmieri House. Go MGP. We'll now begin with the coding. Ella Ardoan, Samantha Asuncion, Tyler Bowden. Robin Bernard, Madeline Brown, Vincent Brown. Tiffany Cow, Youngjae Cha, Andres Chavez Barragan. Jacob Cuevas, Sahil Gadotra, Angela Geiger. Radhika Golub, Rumnik Gill, Andreas Gizau. Mary Hackbarth, Jennifer Holler O'Brien, Inthira Jatan. Thank you, Dr. John. And I would like to now invite Dr. Leah Milstein to the stage. Shawnee Camberry, Mustafa Ketter, Udit Katan. Linda Krasniewski, Grace Leachman, Guido Massachesi. Nithi Matthew, Ankita Yahu Sahu, Anna Schooner over. Alexandra Sayas, Cassandra Seifert, Sahar Sheikh. Alok Shetty, Danielle Sidelnikov, Stacy Skopinski. Maria Sam, Olivia Torre, Ozark Terrell Turan. Thank you to our Mario Garcia Palmieri Health faculty. I'd now like to invite Dr. John Allen back to the stage. Dr. Allen is the liaison for our Julius Friedenwald House, which will be presented next. That's right, go Friedenwald.
All right. Please welcome to the stage Dr. Howe, Dr. Rivas, and Dr. Quezada. Priya Agrawal, Cheyenne Arthur, Mary Carbonell. Natalie Chow, Donald Day Alwis, Abiksha Desai. Mahima Duwan, Jason Ejimogu, Dina El Sasur. Surai Allison Kang, Peter Kim. Lindsay Cohan, Antoine Koshar, Lindsay Labanti. Alexander Lawrenson, Song Yob Lee, Cameron Lingenfelter. Thank you, Dr. Quezada. I now invite Dr. Rogman to the stage. Jeffrey Liu, Fernando Martinez Guasc, Megan McClure. Nima Moeen Afshar, Dennis Morozov, Benta Yare Njai. Otuto Chuhu Wabata, Bhakti Panchal, Shireen Parsa. Farabee Pope, Crystal Ramos, Lauren Sands. Luisa Silva, Alana Stefano, Nathaniel Tassana. Ayer Wusalam Workna, Vivian Zhang. Thank you to our thank you to our Julius Frieden Loghouse coders. I'd now like to bring Dr. Elizabeth Lamos up to the stage. Dr. Lamos is an associate professor of medicine and an assistant dean for student affairs. She's a liaison for the Ava Dodge House.
I'd like to invite our first set of Ava Dodge coders to the stage, Dr. Cray, Dr. Patel, and Dr. Donahue. Zaina Ahmed, Anthony Atala, Emma Berry. Joseph Blammer, Peter Butt, Rehan Chaudhry. Sayukta Deshmukh, Joshwana Edmund, Miriam Esfatah. Maxwell Emmanuel, Madison Evans, Emily Gerard. Rainier Hernandez, Sabrina Hidalgo Ahmed, William Kelly. Maggie Crochet, Emma Lawrence, Andrew Lee. I'd like to thank Dr. Donahue and now invite Dr. Wilkerson to the stage. Crystal Lee, Erica Lipford, John Locke. Claire Makate, Darian McAfee, Ijoma Obizoba. Pooja Patel, Armella Poji, Kenneth Rao. Mitale Sarkar, Erica Swaiki, Daniel Schatz. Ida Sultanian Tarachi, Caitlin Ta, Selena Thomas. Esther Shu, Olivia Yoon, Audrey Sauer. We've made quite a line over there. I know. Thank you to our Ava Dodge House faculty members. We will now present white coats to the Lois Young Thomas House. Please welcome back Dr. Tom to the stage, our liaison for the Lois Young Thomas House.
Taking my time, giving us time to catch up a little bit. How's everyone doing? I'd like to invite our faculty, Dr. Jang, Dr. Brown, and Dr. Chang to the stage. Dr. Jang is the Lois Young Thomas House Head. Marcus Berry, Hoang Tien Cao, Isaac Chowdhury. Arjita Das, Emily Desfiskor Berman, Aristides Escobar. Sarah Flaherty, Davies Gage, Kelly Griffiths. Devika Haridas, Isaiah Harris, Amy Huddleston. Jernell John, Adi Kadosh, Allison Karwoski. Ave Kiefer, Adetta Narayan Krishnan, Sachin Kuravilla. I would like to thank Dr. Brown and Dr. Chang and Dr. Shatan and Dr. Sundarajan. Please join us on the stage. Juliana LeBron Achandi, Lara Lapori, Ian Malino. Daisy Martinez, Alan Mohammed, Teresa Nugent. Eric Resnick, Yoshine Saito, Annika Marie Schaefer. Colin Scott, Maya Silver Eisenstadt, Gurbani Singh. Jasmine Stevens, Sarah Sweet, Nicole Tugarinev. Mia Wessel, Susanna Yao. That concludes the presentation of the white coats. Thank you to Drs. Chang, Shatan, Sudarajan. And I'm going to hold my congratulations until everyone has made it through the line and back in. So now is the time to stretch a little bit for a second and just hang tight, talk to your neighbor for a second. Congratulations, class of 2025. We will now prepare to read the Code of Honor. To celebrate the diversity of the class of 2025, several of our first-year students have volunteered to read a portion of the Code of Honor in their native languages. Will these students, I see them gathered already with Ms. McCartan, be prepared to face the stage? Be prepared to line up to come up onto the stage. They do so. Recitation of the Code of Honor represents the public acknowledgement by our students of the responsibilities of the profession that they have chosen to enter and their willingness to assume such obligations in the presence of our faculty and family and friends joining us virtually today. It is our hope that each of you will remember this day and this oath as you venture forth on the path to a career in medicine, and that you will live by the words you speak today. After each of our volunteer readers recites their portion in their native language, I will then recite the same portion in English. These words will be displayed on the screen as I recite them and can also be found in your programs. And I now invite all students and faculty to stand with us in preparation of reciting the Code of Honor, whether it's in English or in your native language. Our first reader will be Emma Berry, reciting in French.
Je m'efforcerai de garder en mémoire qu'en tant qu'étudiante en médecine, je fais partie intégrante d'une équipe qui s'efforce de fournir les meilleurs soins aux patients. Je tâcherai de rester humble, réceptive aux critiques, ouverte aux idées différentes des miennes et confiante en ma capacité à apporter un impact positif. Je reconnais que tous doivent avoir voix au chapitre, le patient en particulier.
I will always remember that as a medical student, I am an essential part of the team working to provide the very best patient care. I will remember to be humble, receptive to criticism, open to ideas that differ from my own, and confident in my ability to make a positive impact. I recognize that all must have a voice, especially the patient. Radhika Golu, Hindi.
मैं अपनी मरीजों का सम्मान करूंगी। मैं एक देखभाल करती के रूप में मुझ पर रखे गए भरोसे को महत्व देती हूँ। मैं अपनी मरीज और उनके परिवारों की उसी तरह देखभाल करूंगी जैसे मैं अपनी प्रियजनों की करती हूँ।
I will respect my patients. I value the trust placed in me as a caregiver. I will care for my patients and their families as I would my own loved ones. Andreas Gazal, Emmerich, sorry.
የምወስደው ኃላፊነት በታካሚዎቼ ሕይወትና ጤንነት ላይ ትልቅ ተጽዕኖ እንደሚኖረው እገነዘባለሁ። የታካሚዎቼ ጤንነት ከህመማቸው አልፎ ከማህበራዊ፣ ኢኮኖሚያዊ፣ መንፈሳዊ፣ ስነልቦናዊ ደህንነታቸው ጋር እንደሚገናኝ ይገባኛል። ይህ ትልቅ ኃላፊነት እንደሆነ እገነዘባለሁ።
I will recognize that I am in a unique position to directly impact my patients' lives and well-being. I understand that my patients' health goes beyond the symptoms of their disease and is intimately connected with their social, economic, spiritual, and emotional welfare. I understand this is a great responsibility. Peter Kim, Korean.
치료를 위한 환자와의 눈맞춤, 친근한 접촉, 적극적인 청취로 환자와의 신뢰를 쌓는 것은 어떤 도구나 처방할 수 있는 양만큼 중요합니다. 저는 환자와 공유하는 기밀 관계를 존중할 것입니다.
Establishing trust through eye contact, touch, and active listening is just as powerful as any tool in my pocket or order that I may write. I will honor the confidential relationships I share with my patients. Otutu Wambata, Igbo.
N'ụlọ onye ọrụ ọbụla m batara, aga m eweta arụ iji oyi, ọmịiko na nghọta banyere ahụike na ọrịa. Aga m aghọta na izute ndị ọrịa nke ọma bụ usoro ma bụrụkwa ihe ga-agbanwere ha ọnọdụ n'oge na-adịghị anya.
With every patient room that I enter, I will bring warmth, empathy, and an understanding of the complexity of health and disease. I will recognize that meeting with patients is a formal and potentially transformative experience for them. Shireen Parsa Farsi.
یک جزء ضروری از دکترا تدریس است. من از همه مربیان زندگی خود قدردانی خواهم کرد و به مسئولیت خود احترام می‌گذارم تا به کسانی که پیروی می‌کنند پس بدهم.
An essential component of doctoring is teaching. I will show appreciation for all the educators in my life and honor my responsibility to give back to those who follow. Crystal Ramos, Spanish.
Encontraré oportunidades para enseñar a los estudiantes más jóvenes que yo y a los otros miembros del equipo médico, y me tomaré el tiempo para educar a mis pacientes y sus familias.
I will find opportunities to teach junior students and other members of the healthcare team, and I will take time to educate my patients and their families. Yoshine Saito, Japanese.
この先、医学を学ぶ者として、生涯学習に先進してまいります。絶えず知識を追い求め、自身の成長に努めていく所存です。
I will always be a student of medicine, committed to lifelong learning. I will continually seek to further my knowledge and take initiative for my own education. Nicole Tugarinev, Russian.
Этот белый халат — символ клятвы, который я сегодня даю и буду нести всю жизнь. Это отражает мое стремление служить людям и напоминает мне о привилегии заботиться о других. Даже когда на мне не будет белого халата, я буду воплощать все ценности, которые он представляет.
This white coat is a symbol of the oath I am making today to carry out for a lifetime. It represents my commitment to serve and reminds me of the privilege of caring for others. Even when I am not wearing my white coat, I will embody all the values that it represents. Thank you to our readers. Thank you once again to all of today's speakers, to Dean Reese for his ongoing support, to all the faculty, staff, and students who contributed to today's events to make this a special one. Students, you can sit down. Students in the class of 2025, congratulations and welcome to medicine.